Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So, the D2 Evo, just done the second race with it and really happy with the way this thing drives. No issues with anything basically, the arms are still fine, didn't have any really bad accidents with it, but yeah, for the to say this was the only the second time I've raced this car, and it was the first time I was actually at the track where I went with this this time. Managed to get, I think there were about just over 60 of us attended, and I managed to get back midway up pack and ended up fourth in the D final, which is the mid final, if that makes sense. I think there were 5 finals. So I managed to finish fourth in that. No issues with way it drove at all. Seems to have a lot of steering. We're a really grippy track because it's quite new carpet. Racing at the Manor RC, which is Shirebrook, UK. But yeah, really nice track. Definitely be going there again. And a whole bunch of really nice people, basically. But I don't like these sort of little washers that we've got holding the rear spoiler on. I'm going to see if we can get another part to fit off a different RC. So I'm going to drop them off, and then we have the Avid carbon wing mount, and this is from the B74 and B64. I believe there's slightly different offset on these, but let's have a look. So this is a little carbon one, and it's definitely a strange design because it's chamfered on the back of it, but then canter-sunk on the front of it. But I'm going to see if we can line this up. Yeah, it doesn't actually look that far off. We're only about half a hole out, so let's see if we can just make these holes a little bit bigger and see if we can fit it on, because you've got quite a lot of play in these, so I don't think spacing them out to fit it is going to be an issue. So I'm just going to see if I can slightly elongate these holes, and then in future, if I fit, or when I fit another wing, I can then just position the holes where they need to be for this mount. So we get 2 little chrome screws with it, but I'm going to use the black ones if they'll fit, and I think I'm going to mount it with the chamfered sides facing up. Looks a bit nicer, but if we can get this through, and I really didn't have to move them holes out very far at all. Let's see if we can line it up with mounts. Yeah, so looks like that mounts on pretty well. I think it just looks a bit nicer than the 2 little washers and the screws. The only other thing I've changed on it, I was using the solid connectors and they were just a pain with battery, especially it seems though some batteries I've got 4mm and some I've got 5, so I've swapped them out to the different style connector, and basically I've never had any trouble with these getting hot or anything, and they just seem to hold into the battery a lot better. The 5mm post and the 5mm post adapters don't seem to suffer and to sort of force these open, but the 4mm ones that I've got, after a couple of uses you tend to be bending them back out again, and I think they're just going to snap off eventually, whereas these do seem to hold a lot better. But yeah, the shims in the diff didn't affect the operation at diff. Seen a few guys saying that they need to get the car lower, but I mean I'm running with no sway bar or anything, and I weren't grip rolling, and this is on really new carpet with some really grippy tyres. Did have an awful lot of steering, which I really like. That's definitely something about the handling of this RC that I do genuinely like, without adding any extra weight or anything. Really turns sharp. But yeah, I am really enjoying driving this. It really does drive, in my opinion, really nice. It makes it easy to go quick. Just through the 3 qualifiers and the 1 final at this track, was getting consistently quicker with it, so really looking forward to see what I can do when I really get to grips with it. Did play about with a bit of adjustment on the suspension, and it does seem to affect it straight away, so it is very tunable. I'm not really sure if any other people are having any weird issues with it, but so far it seems pretty solid. Not had any really bad hits on the front arms, but I did flip it a few times on the fast straight and nothing seems to have happened. It didn't knock the steering out. Really happy with the Wtf Rc servos. Never had a problem with any of them, and it does really suit this car. The 5.5 turn motor, I was initially a bit hesitant to use it, but it doesn't seem too much motor for this at all. It was quite a long back straight on this track, so it did help on that. And braking wise, even though it's a 5.5 turn, there's still plenty of braking. But only other thing I need to do is try and find a fix to these shocks leaking. I tend to think it's because the instructions tell you to fit the O-ring in the top where you'd fit the bladder. I think if I just pull them, move it down to the side and then screw the cap down onto it, I think that'll fix that. There doesn't seem to be too much air in them or anything, but they've definitely leaked a little bit. But yeah, it's shaping up to be a really nice, really fun RC. But thanks again for watching WTF RC Cars. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.